There is nothing as personal to us as our thoughts, because our thoughts is only known to the person who has them. Our words can be known by others. Our actions can be seen by others clearly, but not our thoughts. Our thoughts are always hidden from others. Our thoughts are very personal. In the chambers of our consciousness, that is where we keep our thoughts. And how we express our thoughts in the form of art, in the form of literature, poetry, in the form of our intellect, that the world chooses to celebrate or reject. But our thoughts themselves, we rarely reject them. Often any thought that surfaces on the surface of our consciousness, we make valid. Just because it's a thought that crops up in our mind somehow, because it's there, it must be real. Our thought has more sense of reality than any sense of reality that's around us in the form of things and objects. But where do those thoughts dwell? That goes amiss. In what presence do these thoughts dwell? In what presence do they move? Do they appear and disappear? What do they disappear into? That is a question which is rarely asked. It moves in an impersonal presence, an impartial presence. The thoughts which are very personal, very partial, very biased, it all moves in an impartial, unbiased presence. A presence which is not personal to our feelings, not biased to our likes and dislikes. It is almost like the sky and the bird relationship. The bird can reject the sky, but it doesn't really reject the sky. It cannot do so. The sky will always be there. There's nothing to reject. The only thing it can reject is the delight and the joy of flying. If the bird was to reject the sky, simply because the sky does not have wings like the bird does, because it does not have beaks like the bird does, it does not have feathers like the bird does, and the sky is impartial presence, and that is why the bird rejects the sky. That is foolish of the bird. It should accept the vastness of the sky, to know that the sky is unique. It is not like the bird. It has no feathers, no beak. The sky does not sing. The sky has no wings. And the moment it realizes that unique nature of the impartial sky, the bird is able to fly. The moment we recognize the impartial presence within which we dwell, we are able to fly in joy and happiness. By rejecting that very impartial presence, we reject our ability to fly in happiness. And all we do is crash into our thoughts, like a bird that crashes into the ground because it refuses to fly. Let's be less aware of our thoughts and more aware of the impartial presence within which they dwell. To know that impartial presence is called Gyan. Formless, spaceless, limitless. Everything that is unlike our thoughts.